Okay, Aurora, time to talk about your real estate stats for March. So we're going to review, like my other videos, we're going to have a look at what happened a year ago. In Aurora, we're going to have a look at what happened the month prior to the current stats. So February 21, we're also going to have a look at obviously March 2021. So a year ago in Aurora, 93 total home sales, and that is across all home types. So that would be condos, semis, towns, links, condo townhouses, absolutely everything detached. 118 in February 2021, so fairly close, and 187 homes sold across all home types in March 2021. So now I have written in here, it's small, I mean, you can't see them, but basically there's three numbers that sort of make up where this stat sort of falls in. So you have new listings coming on the market, you have the number of sales, and then you have active listings. So new listings, pretty self-explanatory. There are new listings coming on the market. The number of sales are the number of sales that happened, and the active listings are the listings that are hanging around on the market after the monthly sales have happened. So basically what we're looking at is we're looking at new listings minus the sales equals the active listings. Now, it's not exactly an exact formula because you have cancels and relists with different houses and things like that. So it doesn't always work out every time. But so essentially what we're looking at, and this is where I want to point out. So you had 196 new listings come on the market in February, and 124 active listings left at the end of the month. Now, your 187 sales, so obviously inventory levels needed to climb, and amount of listings coming out needed to climb to be able to do that. So 315 houses went on the market in Aurora in March 2021. So like a 30% increase, right? Expected for the time of year, and 160 left active. So, we were 124 left active the month before. So not a huge, like for the amount of houses that came out, there's still more sales happening than homes hanging around, right? So if you looked at that ratio from a percentage standpoint. So very, very busy market. And you're going to see that as we get into some of the other stats as well. So a year ago, 1,009,000 was the average sale price across all home types. February was 1,238,000. Now, we actually saw the number, the average sale price in Aurora, if I'm not mistaken, it went down in February from January, and I thought maybe we were hitting a bit of a ceiling there, but I'm not too big to admit when I'm wrong because we're currently trending at 1,297,000. So, and again, I think you're going to see why in a couple stats. Sales to new listings ratio is the SNLR. That refers to the absorption rate, tells us that out of the homes coming on the market, what is the percentage that are actually selling. So a year ago, 51.4%. Now, if we're talking about what's a buyer's market, what's a seller's market, generally when we're in that, under 50%, we're looking at a buyer's market. When we're in that 50 to 60, it's what we would refer to as a balanced market. So there is enough supply to meet the demand. And then when we get 60 plus, we're typically into starting to get into the early stages of a seller market. So currently trending at 60.2, or sorry, February was trending at 60.2, currently trending at 59.4. Months of inventory remaining. So a year ago, what this tells us is that if no other homes came on the market at the current rate of consumption, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? 1.8 months a year ago, 1.1 months. So just over a month of inventory remaining back in February. Now still on the decline. So we're sitting at 0.9 right now. And that's consistent through what I'm seeing in new market right now as well. So again, you're looking at inventory levels declining. And it's supply and demand, folks. So inventory levels decline, price goes on the incline, and the absorption rate is staying pretty steady there. So sale price to list price ratio. Now, again, you got to bear in mind that when we're looking at March 2020, we were in the beginning of the COVID market, right? So in March 15th, 2020, everything's shut down and kind of ended. And so real estate had a bit of a pause there for about 2 weeks until about April 1st. Then the market ramped up. But one thing it did do with COVID during March is a lot of sellers took their home off the market right away. So it depleted inventory like overnight. So I'm not surprised to actually see this number, 100.3. And, we were 107.1 back in February, and we're currently trending at 106.8. I expect you're going to see this number kind of close, get a little tighter to the 100% range in the next coming months. And why that is because with the market we've had this year, and I've said this in other videos, in January, when you listed your house at 999, it was low inventory, say you got 1.2, there was no data to support that. That was just simple supply and demand. I mean, that was the market telling you what it was willing to pay for your house. Well, now we have 60 or 90 days worth of data there. So we are starting to see homes come on the market with a more intentional price, or a more priced relevant to where they're going to sell. So yeah, 106.8 is where we're currently trending. Days on market to get a home sold, 15 a year ago, 14 in February, currently trending at 9. So what does this market mean for buyers and sellers? For buyers right now, I'm encouraged. I am seeing with the active buyers that I'm working with that we are starting to see offer presentation dates fail, in that the sellers are either turning down every offer, or they're just not getting offers to the table. There is a lot of what I would call, it's known as buyer fatigue out there. Buyers that have been through maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 offer presentations. But the encouraging part is we are seeing more inventory. I mean, we're seeing quite a few more houses come on the market, like 100 plus more houses come on the market. So there's lots more inventory coming out, which is obviously going to add competition to to every seller that's out there. So there's going to be a little bit more choice. We are starting to see offers come back with, conditional on home inspection and financing. So for sellers out there right now, still a very busy market. I mean, like any market, the best homes, the most beautiful homes, the really well-kept homes, they're the ones that always sell fastest and for more money. So, in this market, I would expect it to be fairly busy. I would expect a lot of showings. Everything right now, and I think it's key, this isn't really the market, sellers, where you're going to be able to play with price. I mean, you just can't be unrealistic with it at this point. We're just not in that kind of market. Inventory levels are climbing, so you have competition out there. We are still seeing a bit of a trend, though, towards houses being underpriced to the market, houses that are being intentional priced. In some cases, we're seeing no offers come in, whereas if they're well underpriced, we're seeing a lot of offers on presentation day. So again, it would be wise, whether I would be your realtor of choice or you have someone else, be wise to talk about a few different strategies. Not every tool in the toolbox is going to work every time. So yeah, I would definitely chat with whoever you're going to choose as an agent to come up with a couple strategies for that. I hope you found this helpful. If you're thinking about making a change in 21 and you want to talk about how the current market would pertain to your house, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to put a link in the first comment box where you can be taken right to my calendar, and we can book a real estate discovery call. Or you can just shoot me a DM. Take care.